Hi everyone. So, seeing as YouTube decided to mess up my Poland video, where I went to Poland and did a bit of herping and sightseeing, unfortunately for some reason every time I upload that, YouTube decides to put it through a megapixel blender and just turns it into security footage. So, because that's not going to work, I have decided that I'll just do a unboxing. As you can tell here, this is my art desk. So this isn't going to be an unboxing with spiders and bugs and reptiles and stuff. This is going to be an art unboxing. The first thing that we have are some pens. Now, these are my favourite pens to use for a lot of my pen work. I usually buy these pens separately, and I have a few of them here. And I just kind of buy these separately as opposed to in a pack like this one. But they usually just come like this. And the problem is sometimes you buy them and they're tampered with, like people take their lids off and draw with them and waste the ink. So I decided to get myself a whole packet. It has everything in here from 0.8 all the way down to 0.05, and this should give me a lot more choice in how I will do a lot of my drawings in the future with pens. Next up is my Bristol board. This is by Winsor & Newton. It's extra smooth 250 gram or 115 pound Bristol board. This I usually use for graphite drawing, and I do also use it for pen drawing, but sometimes I will use a different kind of paper, which you will see because I've ordered some of that as well. But this is just held in by gum, so you just lift one side up and then tear it out. You don't usually get any gum come off on the paper as well, which is very nice because usually you tear some off and then you've got gum on the ends of the paper around this side here. So I've got the A3 size because you can just fold it over, cut down the sides, and then you have two A4 sheets. So if I need A4, I can easily make A4 by just cutting one of these in half. I do need to get a guillotine because I haven't gotten one yet. I was going to get one, but I haven't, so that's probably next on my list. So we have Archer's Aquarelle paper. This one is the traditional white, so it's not perfect white, it's slightly ivory coloured. And we have the 300 gram or 140 pound 22 inch by 30 inch or 56 centimeters by 76 centimeters. This is, I only really use this for coloured pencils, but sometimes I will use pen. It just depends what I'm doing. But there'll be more on all of the stuff in a later video. This is just kind of a basic show of what I've just ordered. But yeah, essentially you are watching a video with paper. It's just a video of me showing off paper. So yeah, natural white, 300 gram or 140 pound, 56 centimeters by 76 centimeters or 22 inches by 30 inches. Big paper. I usually just cut this whenever I do something. I'll just cut it to the size. So if I want something A3 sized, I will cut it to that size myself, which is why I need a guillotine. Anyway, let's move on. Now we have something exciting. Let me just sit down. I need to make sure I'm sit down. Right. Let's open this bad boy up. I really need to fully collapse this art desk next time. So what do we have here? Man, this is giving me mad flashbacks of unboxing spiders. Just like unboxing spiders, you have all these packing foam peanut thingies. Oh, there you go. this isn't what it says. This is actually a completely different brand. Right, let's get these bad boys out. So these are for a commission piece that I'm actually working on. And one of the ends is snapped off, and that's actually quite common for this kind of pencil. But I will just go through a different description of all of them. So you have 3 Caran d'Ache Pablo pencils and 2 Caran d'Ache Luminance pencils. The Luminance pencils are wax based, so they're a lot softer, which is why the tip has kind of crunched and broken, and the Pablos are absolutely fine because they're oil based. And this is something that you will need to consider when buying pencils, is whether you are buying wax based, water based, or oil based. So these are for drawing a python, which is a green tree python that I was commissioned to draw. So I've gotten a couple of bright blues and greens. So yeah, I will go into a bit more depth in a later video on pencils and figuring out which pencils you need, light, fast, and brands and stuff like that, and all that fun stuff. So yeah, stay tuned for kind of tutorials and tips later on. As you probably heard from the title, there was a surprise gift in here from Jackson's, and it is something brand new. I don't know if it's been seen before, but I have it, so let's pretend it's never been seen before, and I'll give you a good rundown. This here is a Tombow ABT Pro alcohol based marker, new from Japan to the world. Let's open this up. Okay, so we got a nice kind of colour. Let's break this out. Interesting. It looks like we have 2 tips, a brush and like a chisel base brush, like a flat, made in Vietnam. From Japan, made in Vietnam. Okay. I know what it means, I'm just being funny. Anyway, let's see what the book has to say about this. Tombow ABT Pro alcohol based marker with a brush and chisel tip. So yeah, like I said, chisel tip and then a brush tip. Slim and ergonomical design. Slow ink flow makes ink easy to control and allows the work with extreme precision. Available in 107 colours and blender. That's good. I've never really used pens like this before. I have a couple of whatchamajoodas, Prismacolor thingies here, and then I've got a couple of Faber-Castell artist Pitt pens, but I've never really used them. Maybe these might change my mind. I might get into using these kinds of pens. We'll see for the future. Areas of application: ideal for illustrations, manga, cartoons and comics, fashion design, product development, architecture, and urban sketching. There's the details there. The ergonomics of the ABT Pro. The ABT Pro is a delicate drawing instrument. Thanks to its slim design, it lies extremely comfortably in your hand, even after prolonged use. So even holding it now, I'm getting messages. People need to shush and leave me alone. So yeah, even with this sitting in my hand like this, it feels strangely comfortable. Like it's the right size. I mean, I've got really big hands as it is anyway. But as far as this goes, it feels quite nice. It's kind of smooth, but it's got a good kind of grip to it. I could use this for quite a while. Let's see, I'll have to give this a test run and see what I come up with. Anyway, characteristic of the tips. The first alcohol-based marker whose brush tip is dynamic and yet retains its shape. That's interesting. So I'm assuming that means when you push down hard with the brush tip and it kind of bends so you get a broader, darker colour, it bends back into shape, so it stays as a fine tip, as opposed to some of the other brush pens that you use that will push down and they kind of bend at the end, and the end kind of sort of frays. It goes all wobbly and it's difficult to use. The results are therefore considerably more controlled and perfect for professional use. Okay. The line thickness of the brush tip varies depending on the pressure applied. Okay, so it kind of sounds like what I was just mentioning. The thickness of the chisel tip is 5.5 millimeters, and thus ideal for broad colour application. Cool. We'll have a look at the tip in a minute. It's got a picture there, but we'll look for our sake. Okay, so 107 single colours and blenders, sets of 5. You have your basic colours, your pastel colours, which look quite nice, warm greys, and dark cold greys. And then you can get sets of 12, which are your basic colours, pastel colours, grey colours, landscape colours, and manga set shonen. Interesting. So let's have a look at these tips here. Oh god, that's quite nice looking. It does look very strong and you know, well made. It doesn't look like a, yeah, even the chisel tip is very, very thick and smells good. Oh god. Shouldn't have done that. As you can tell, I don't sniff pens often because it's not good for you. Regardless, so this was just a quick unboxing of some of the stuff that I got and the new Tombow art pen thingy majiggy marker. So yeah, I mean that's all I got. I was supposed to pop into Hobbycraft today and pick up some extra stuff, but apparently because of this second lockdown they're only taking orders and then you go and pick them up, as opposed to just being let loose in there, which was kind of gutting for me because I would have had a few more things to show, but who cares. Anyway, so that was just a brief art video on some of the things that I've ordered the other day and they've arrived, and then the free gift that I got, which is quite interesting. I might have to give this a go, come up with a few things, but it's difficult with just the red pen or the crimson pen. I don't know what colour you would call that. Crimson, maybe. I'd call that crimson. Crimson pen. So yeah, be on the lookout for future art videos because there will be a lot of them coming, seeing as I am working on doing a lot more drawings so I can get prints and originals to take to exhibitions and shows in the future when COVID decides to let up and then we can actually be humans again. Anyway, if anyone has any recommendations or suggestions for any advice or tips or videos to do with art, please comment and I will respond to you as quickly as I can, or I will make a video regarding your comment. So, bye.